I'm surprised I didn't get black flag for taking you out.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't be allowed near each other on track. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video where today you join us at Teamsport Manchester Trafford for the second annual 2 Racing UK pre-season karting session, where we all get on track together to have a bit of fun before the serious car racing happens throughout the year. For today we're joined by both team owner and manager Neal and KTB.Msport with his personal cheerleader alongside us, and I'm coming into these sessions not to get the fastest lap, but to have a bit of fun and just be pure bandits on track, as it's only a public session so there's nothing but personal pride up for grabs. And after the mandatory flag test, it is time to get into session 1, and straight away we're going to be going for the Verstappen style overtakes, as we see a tiny little gap on that NPC ahead of us. Don't quite get the move done right there, but as we come down to the back hairpin then, we're just going to shove our car right inside and get the move done. Also get the move done as well on that NPC going about 2 miles an hour going over the ramp. But ahead of us then we can see both Athena and KTB.Msport. Looks like KTB is just slowing down for Athena so they can have a quick battle. I'm not too sure if he knows I'm behind him just yet, but we are going to start catching up to him then, just getting through the NPCs as we do. And a couple of laps later then we catch up to the back of Athena and Kevin. Kevin managing to get his way back through, but now we've all got some NPCs to deal with, which could make this a little bit spicy. As we come down the back straight and over the ramp, 2 NPCs are going to go side by side, which is going to slow everyone down. So I see the little gap down the inside, managed to get past Athena and the guy in the purple suit. So now it's just me and Kevin to try and get past this guy in the red suit, and I'm sort of hoping he can keep Kevin up a little bit so I can get past Kevin. Unfortunately, at the minute it's not looking too good as another NPC enters the battle, and Kevin's going to go down the inside of these two. I'm just going to have to follow him through, so no overtakes at the moment. But now it's just me and Kevin one-on-one. Look down the inside, see that tiny little gap and try and send it, because as Senna says, if you see a little gap, just send it. Who cares what the other person thinks? So coming back up the ramp once again, we see another NPC ahead, so I'm thinking ahead now. Hopefully he can stop Kevin in his tracks, but as we get to the final hairpin, yeah, I tried to go down the inside, just didn't quite work out. I'm expecting a black flag for this one. Yeah, that was just a silly move from me. We're literally 5 laps into the session and I'm already taking people out. And as we go green flag racing once again, I'm expecting my black flag, but for now we're going to go side by side racing with Kevin, and at the minute Kevin just gets the advantage at the moment, but we can still see then we've got the NPCs in front of us. As Kevin goes defensive, coming down the back straight and up the ramp, it's going to slow him down, so I'll look at the outside then, but unfortunately the inside line is just going to be the dominant line coming around this track. I look down the inside of the last hairpin again and it's just going to have a little bit of contact, but luckily the NPC in the blue suit actually gets a little bit of oversteer, which stops Kevin in his tracks. So for now, I'm in front of him. But I can tell you now, that lead is going to be under threat very quickly as we catch up to Kart number 5, as it gets a little bit oversteery at the hairpin. It allows the inside to be opened up for me to take around this mid-section of the track. As we park it on the apex right there, just to annoy Kevin a little bit. But unfortunately, Karma's going to bite me back big time. As we try around the outside of this NPC, he takes the corner really badly. Unfortunately, that not only allows Kevin through, Kart 5 gets through, Athena gets through as well. But the even funnier bit is, at this point, Kevin actually got black flagged for me taking him out. I have no idea how Manchester came to the decision to black flag Kevin for that, but I didn't even get black flagged for taking him out, and Kevin did. And of course, you're probably thinking we haven't seen much of Neal at this point, and of course he isn't going to get away with me ruining his times as well. So we let everyone through then until we hitch on to the back of the Neal train, as Kevin's also found him as well after his punishment for me taking him out. But as we get round to the midsection of the track, Kevin looks like he's trying to get his way past Neal, but as we get to the back straight, it looks like Neal's going to allow Kevin through, but I don't think he knows I'm there as well. So as we get to this back hairpin then, I'm just going to run him into the wall before the ramp, because this is karting and it's a lot less friendly than club racing. As we do the Dante Dillon over the ramp, look down the inside of Kevin just to spook him a little bit, but unfortunately it doesn't work. So he does create a little bit of a gap, so it looks like I've got a bit of work to do to try and get back past Kevin. And with help of the NPCs, it's going to allow us to try and attack Kevin to get back past him. As we come under the tunnel, then he's going to get compromised a little bit, so we're going to try and set up a switchback. Doesn't quite work. Give Kevin a little push then to get him through that NPC. I'm going to try around the outside, but we actually get it on the inside of the next corner. And unfortunately, a yellow flag comes out as soon as Kevin gets past this NPC, who slows down drastically, which, to be fair, you should slow down to walking pace. So yeah, Kevin manages to fly ahead as I'm now stuck behind this NPC. But as the yellow flags go out, we're coming up the ramp, which really slows us down, coming back to green flag racing, as even Neal then manages to try and look down the inside of us, but no, Mr. Manager, you're not going to get past me like that. So after I show my dominance, I do show a bit of compassion and allow Neal back through. Kevin's also slowed down for us as well, so we're going to look down the inside then, coming under the tunnel, and to stop any counter attack, we're just going to completely go wide and basically shove Kevin way to the outside of the track, so he just can't get a dive bomb on us at that next hairpin. But coming back to Neal then, he's going to open up that gap once again down his back straight. We do a bit of human DRS, and once again we're just going to shut the door on him and just completely run him into the barriers before the ramp, just to slow him down completely. Yeah, a little bit banditry of me, but like I say, we're here for fun, not for times, and that's just what I want to do, as I do a bit of Euro leaning coming around the start finish. And we're going to try and get Kevin black flagged once again, as this yellow flag comes up down the back straight. I'm going to really slow down to basically a stopping pace to try and frustrate Kevin into overtaking us under a yellow. Fortunately, it doesn't work out as the green flags come back up and we try and out drag each other, but I do get the upper hand on this occasion. But that's not the only time we do try this tactic, so the next time we do it, can we be successful? And coming in towards the end of session number 1, we've caught back up to Athena, who we've also got an NPC in front of us as well. Tried on the inside, but we're going to get the overtake around the outside. We just get a better run down the back straight. Tried on the inside of this NPC, but he's going to spin himself out, but luckily we managed to avoid him very last minute as Athena gets the better run up the ramp. She tries the overtake around the outside, but like I said earlier, the inside line is the more dominant one. And just before the end of session 1 then, the yellow flags come up, and can we get Kevin black flagged again? Unfortunately not, and as we go green flag racing once again, he's just going to out drag me as he notices the greens come on a lot sooner than I do. And unfortunately, my plan backfired. And with the end of session 1 then, with the checkered flag coming out, as we look at the results, I managed to somehow top the timetable with a 34.5. Don't know how I did that, as like I said, I was just messing about for most of it. But Kevin wasn't happy with us about that black flag.
How? Yeah, you did, yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Fuck it, 2 right, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't get black flag for taking you out.
And we're going to come into session number 2, pretty much where we left off session number 1, behind Kevin and catching up to a group of NPCs, as Kevin looks around the outside then to get past these 2 NPCs in their purple suits. Now unfortunately, one of them is going to start thundering off, but cart number 6 on the right hand side is going to stay there. They come under the bridge, Kevin gets past them, I try around the outside, but unfortunately I find my way into the barrier instead, as Neal actually manages to get his way past me as well. Got down the inside then at this midsection of the track, but unfortunately it's going to leave me around the outside here, around his hairpin, and Neal manages to get himself back through, defends the position, get past cart number 6, and so do I, down the inside, coming up the ramp then. So now I need to try and get past Neal so I can catch up to Kevin. But that's going to take a little longer than expected. As we skip forward a couple of laps, I'm going to try and set a switch back here at this hairpin before the back straight, but unfortunately we make a little bit of contact with Neal, but we do manage to get the move done, make sure we fully pass before we shut the door to get a good run up the ramp after that back hairpin. Now we've got this NPC in front of us in the purple suit, who's actually a little bit quicker than we're expecting, so let's try and reel him down and then try and reel Kevin down as well, which luckily doesn't take too long at all. As we're coming down the back straight and up the ramp, he's just not going to get quite a good run up the ramp and leaves the door completely open for us coming down the ramp, so we get the move done there. Now we've also got Athena and Kevin ahead, so let's reel them down and hopefully have a good battle with them as well. And as we catch up to Athena, it's going to prove a lot more difficult to get past her than I originally thought, but we're going to try set up a switchback before the back straight. As we get side by side, then coming down the back straight, we've got the inside line, but as we come up to the ramp, there's an NPC who's going to get a really bad run up, and I have to take evasive action as he put his car towards the inside, but luckily we didn't hit anyone, and we've got Kevin ahead of us, so let's go and try and reel him in. And on our way to Kevin, we end up meeting up with the Purple Suit Mafia, as we end up getting past one of them under the tunnel, but we've got two more then that we need to deal with, but they're also having a battle with themselves, so there's no gaps really that is opening up at the minute, but it looks like we can get past one just here, and we're going to try to switch back on the third Purple Suit guy, coming down the inside, and he's going to try and shove me into the barrier, but it doesn't work out for him, and we get past him. So we've still got Kevin in front of us then. How long is it going to take before we catch up to him? Well, about 3 laps later, we're still nowhere near Kevin, and we've got a couple more NPCs to deal with. As we try around the outside then at the hairpin just after the tunnel, we managed to get past them two pretty easily, but Kevin actually slows down, so the thrill of the chase has now gone. I couldn't quite catch up to Kevin in time before he slowed down, and at this point I'll just go for a few more hot laps just to see what time I can sort of get. And just like that, there's the checkered flag for session number 2, which brings the 2 Racing UK pre-season karting session to an end. And unfortunately, I didn't quite get the top spot of the session, but I still beat everyone else in the crew. So that actually does make me the unofficial 2 Racing UK karting champion at the moment. But that's the end of this video, so thank you very much for watching YouTube, bringing it back to an old school type RB racing video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.